Okay, so here's another example on derivatives of inverse functions, and there's quite a bit of information here, so figuring out where to start is one of the problems that we'll face. So I would say that you should begin just by writing down each piece of information separately. So this is the definition of the function f of x, and this is one piece of information. We're given g of 4 is equal to 1. Now we know also that g is just another way of writing f inverse. So we're used to f inverse now, hopefully, so let's replace this with f inverse of 4 is equal to 1. Okay, now that's going to be a useful bit of information on its own. Our job here is to find g prime of 4. Okay, that's what we want to find. Well, another way of writing that for us would be the derivative of f inverse of 4. Okay, so that's really what we're after. Well, we have a formula for finding the derivatives of functions. Okay, we have a formula for finding the derivatives of functions. And the formula is that the derivative of f inverse of 4 is equal to 1 over f prime of f inverse of 4. Okay, but the good news is, look, we have that here. So we know what f inverse of 4 is, and what we're going to do, we can bring this down, and I'm sorry that I have lines going all over the place here. We can put that in there. So now it becomes a little bit simpler. We have the derivative of f inverse of 4 is 1 over f prime. F inverse of 4 is 1. So it becomes 1 over f prime of 1. Now that's going to send us back over here. Okay, so you can see that we're almost working in circles here. So we know what f of x is. We want f prime of 1, so we've got to find f prime of x first. Well, f prime of x will be 5x to the 4 plus 3x squared plus 2. And we want f prime of 1. So f prime of 1 will be 5 times 1 to the power of 4 plus 3 times 1 squared plus 2. So f prime of 1 is going to be 5, and 3 is 8, and 2 is 10. Okay, and again we're bringing something else over here. And so we finish off eventually with, if we can slide this up just a little bit more, till I get my surface to right. Inverse of 4, that derivative is going to be 1 over 10. Now remember, we were asked, if you look back at the question here, we were asked to find g prime of 4, so let's put it back into g prime notation so that everyone knows what we mean. So g prime of 4 is equal to 1 over 10. Okay, a little bit messy, and it's not very linear. We're working in circles a lot of the time here in these problems. I think that's what causes people difficulty more than anything else, that we don't have a one linear sequence to follow, but you have to be prepared to work little bits at a time, filling in pieces when you need them. Okay, it takes a little bit of practice, but that's all.